Hey guys, so this is going to be a part of my Scorpio Moon on Psychic Abilities series. Um, this one is going to be more so about auras. I just made a video. I don't know if I'll post it, but I made a video on like different qualities of auras, kind of like in like uh, tips on becoming better at seeing auras. But in reviewing that video, I realized I failed to even mention how I realized I was seeing auras, or how I learned to better see auras. So this is going to be that video. I'm going to try to jump right into it too. So initially, I even learned exactly what auras were. Like, I kind of had like an intuition, a concept, or like a vague idea of what it was prior to, but I went through the beginning stages of my spiritual awakening, I guess you could say, when I was like 18, 19, and it was a very low point in my early life. I had already gone through a few things, but this was like a low point emotionally for me, which is saying a lot because for the most part I'm not too like emotional. But they say it's always at your lowest point that your spirit is open to change and that new way up and out. And that's what that was for me. So in studying, I came across lots of different articles and videos about psychic abilities and auras, and they're still on YouTube. The articles are still out there, but they're a few years old now. So this is just like a redepositing of that knowledge out here in these mean streets. I learned that auras are something that everybody has, and with the right training, just like riding a bike or learning an instrument or learning to write, when you first do that, it takes practice and repetition and focus and a mindset of it's possible, I can do it, and I want to do it. So intention is everything. Intention is always everything. Me personally, in my own journey in seeing auras, which I would say I do very well now, like even now, in the viewfinder in the screen, if I look at myself, I can clearly see my own aura. And that's just, just, I'm not doing anything different with my eyes or anything. In the beginning stages, though, what I had to do, because I didn't want to seem weird just walking up to a person and being like, hey, I read this article and it said that if I stare at you for 2 minutes, I can see into your soul or some shit like that, which which is a whole nother thing. So because I didn't want to come off like super just bizarre, I would go in the bathroom. And this is a technique, well, this is a practice that has many different outcomes, or different, you can do this technique to get a lot of things done. It's called the mirror technique. And basically, essentially, all you do is you stare at yourself in a mirror. For what I was doing for learning how to see auras, you want it to be a mirror big enough where you can at least see your whole head, or your whole upper body would be great. It just gives you more space to see. And then I had to learn to relax my eyes. Like, that was a big thing for me, especially being a Scorpio moon. It's been said that I have a very intense or intent gaze or stare. Like, I could just, it just is very focused. It's very laser-like. It's like, if I'm looking at you, you feel it. And because of that focus, that optical power, whatever, I had to learn to soften my gaze, basically. Like, that was a huge thing. You have, so if you're just starting out, stare at something. You can stare at pretty much anything, but you want it to be living, like a living thing, a bug, an animal, a pet, your brother, whoever's, just anybody, whatever. You want to stare, like, it's gonna seem creepy at first, but you're gonna want to stare. And then as you're staring, you want to just let your mind go blank. And while your mind is blank, then you let your eyes relax. And the easiest way to, the easiest way that worked for me was not only to just like let your eyes relax, but in this state you're still focused. So I would like literally just let my eyes just unfocus to the point that I could see. I have no privacy. Nowhere. It's just so frustrating. To the point where, like, I could see everything in my field of, like, anywhere where there's space in front of my eyes, out in the world, like, my entire peripheral vision is open. My entire front vision is open. I can see everything going on, but I'm not focused on any one thing. I'm just looking in a general direction. And in doing that, if you're already staring at the object, because once your eyes unfocus, you can't really stare at anything. You kind of already have to be looking in that vicinity. Once you do it, though, you'll start to see it. It almost looks like a force field at first. It looks like just like an imaginary bubble. And you have to kind of use your imagination. One of the most important things about intuition and intuitive abilities and stuff like this, you guys, is that your intuition is personal to you. How you think and understand and what's going to make sense to you, that's what's going to be portrayed in your mind's eye. Like, you'll be able to see in reality, in real life, whatever the thing is, but the meaning behind it, the subtleties, the energy, that's all gonna come to you in a way that you understand. So for me, like, I'm a comic book nerd. I've been reading comics and into like anime and like superpowers and mutants and witches and abnormal, paranormal, supernormal, supernatural stuff like that since I was a kid. So all of this stuff it's almost like second nature. It's almost like all of these are the language, everything that goes into it is very easy for me to understand. But for someone who maybe only reads cookbooks or accounting books or like is only like into sports or Like, whatever your understanding is of the world, you still have you still have an intuition, and your intuition is still gonna work for you. It would just be one of those things where, like, if you explain to me how you understand what you're seeing and we're looking physically at the same thing, what you would describe to me and how I understand it would be two completely different things. Even though, yeah, we might be talking about the exact same thing and even saying the same thing, it's just how you personally understand it, what works best for you. So with that, guys, that was my beginner tips. That's all I have to offer for now. My advice at this point is to try it out, practice it, and let me know in the comments if you do see auras already, if you end up being able to see auras because of anything that you've seen on YouTube or anything I personally told you. And even if it doesn't work, try this out and just let me know, you know, just let me know. I'm curious. But have a great day, guys. Hope you're having a blessed, fantastical time wherever you are, whoever you are, whatever you're doing. Stay blessed, stay positive, and get into these energies because times are shifting. And it's just a great time to be alive and psychic. See you in the next one. Stay tuned for more content.